So I've been reading this book by George Lakoff called Whose Freedom, and he has an interesting theory about politics that conservatives use a strict father family model for political calculations, and that progressives use a nurturant parent family model, and and he thinks that the progressives really have to embrace and understand this so that they can flesh out the metaphors that will sell, for example, their picture of freedom and all the terms in the lexicon of politics. Okay, and he says that this is what people actually use, and they've studied this in cognitive science and discovered this. So he's also himself a progressive, but this his research. He has research to discover this. This is not something necessarily he intended to find or to propose. This is just what he found. So my problem with this is that if that's true, I don't think that the progressives need to pursue this nurturant family model. I think that's pointless. That will fail. Uh, Lakoff in his book says, "Oh, it's just a metaphor. Remember, so even though the citizens are like the children in the family, that doesn't mean they're literally children. They're the adults." Right, but metaphorically, this is a funny thing about Lakoff. Sometimes it's like he wants to defy his own rules that he's invented or discovered or whatever. Because there's no escaping the idea that if you use a metaphor that the nation is a family and it implies the citizens are children, there's no escaping that. If the progressives perfect the nurturant model, that's just what the conservatives already expect. That's how the conservatives have the progressive number, is because they're mothers. They're trying to be mothers, and Americans don't want to be mothered. The metaphor of a family applied to the nation is inherently degrading to the citizens. We're not children. Okay, the metaphor that progressives should use for nations is that of an organism. The nation is a body. We share the resources not because mommy and daddy love us and are willing to share the resources. We share the resources because we're a team. We're a team. We're on the same side, giving you a little resources, giving a little nutrients to the brain and to the liver and to the heart. This is how the whole system keeps going. Okay, and it's not a parental bond between the fucking government or the infrastructural state or whatever you want to call uh, our common organizations in the commons. It's not a parental bond between us and the government, and it's insulting, and it will never work. It will never sound good to Americans perfecting these nurturant metaphors for the government at all. We need to attack the whole idea that the nation is a family. That's my view. Um, anyway, cheers.